Good afternoon. It is the request of Del Norte High School administration that we honor and recognize each graduate. Most of you are here today to celebrate accomplishments of one graduate special to you. Please allow these around you to celebrate their special graduate. Kindly be reminded to refrain from excessive cheering and the use of noisemakers so that each graduate's name may be heard and honored by family and friends. Thank you for attending today's commencement and for sharing in the Del Norte High School's 59th Commencement of Academic Achievement of the graduating class of 2024. Please stand and help us welcome our Del Norte High School Knights class of 2024. Please remain standing. Gentlemen, please take off your caps for the presentation of colors and our national anthem. Presentation of colors performed by Del Norte High School Space Force Junior ROTC Honor Guard under the command of Cadet Specialist Emilia Aguilar Castellan, and is assisted by Cadet L2 Justin Rael, Cadet Sergeant Kate Valenzuela, and Cadet Specialist 3 Michael Herrera. The national anthem will be performed by the Del Norte High School rock band student Malachi Vandever. Please remain standing until the colors have left the stadium. Not yet. All right, thank you. Everyone may be seated. Graduates, you may be seated. All right, now I'd like to welcome our principal, Mr. Edward Wortat.
Thank you. First and foremost, I would like to take this time to welcome all staff and parents to this event. Thank you, parents. Without you, this could not be possible. And thank you, staff, because without you, this would not be possible. But I would also like to recognize the following guests right now. Our APS Superintendent, Scott Elder. Our Chief Academic Officer, Antonio Gonzalez. Our Board President, Danielle Gonzalez. Our Curriculum Assistant Principal, Monica Noche. Dean of Students, Susan Ornette. Dean of Students, Jerron McIntosh. Dean of Students and Name Reader, Michael Mendoza. Our Activities Director, Elizabeth Gonzalez. Athletic Director, Tom Herden. And our feeder school from McKinley, Principal Andrew Legant. So I'm going to say a few things about this class because you are the class that started online. And it proves to you that you had to come back and be reacclimated on how to act with each other, how to act with us, and I know some of you very well. But because of those little interactions we had, we've created those positive relationships with this class to get you where you are right now. So you guys are hold dear to my heart because to many of you, you believed in yourself, you overcame a lot of obstacles, you persevered, you were resilient in the eye of the storm, you fought your way to where you're at today, even though you had to start online and come back in that April of your freshman year, and then you came in that sophomore year, and boy, I'm going to tell you, our 10th grade teachers appreciate our freshman academy teachers from that year. So you guys didn't get what most of those classes get, but you guys have been resilient and you're awesome. And regardless of where your journey takes you, you're always a knight and you will always have a home here. And above all else, you will be successful because you proved that going through these obstacles, you're here today. So I'm proud to be your principal, and I'm happy to see you all here in this celebration of learning and earning your high school diploma. And I want to thank this class for helping me be a good principal to you and for helping our school excel. So thank you, class of 2024, the 59th graduating class of Del Norte High School.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to all of our seniors here today. My name is Monica Noche. I'm the assistant principal here at Del Norte High School, and I actually started with a lot of these freshmen online. I was still teaching at the time, and so I remember your faces from the computer and then got to meet you at the end of the school year. So I want to say congratulations, and I'm so glad that you all made it to this point. So good job. In Del Norte tradition, today we will be recognizing all students who are graduating with top honors. This means that these students are graduating with a cumulative GPA of a 4.0 or higher. We're now going to recognize the top honor scholars. They are wearing yellow tassels and have also received a top honors medal to wear as they are honored today. Please stand and remain standing when I call your name. Enon Algurabawi, graduating with a 4.0. Connor Flatley, graduating with a 4.013. Jennifer Hoon, graduating with a 4.120. Salutatorian Olivia Mayo, graduating with a 4.218. Valedictorian Nixon Reyes, graduating with a 4.375. Let's give them a round of applause for their accomplishments. You may be seated. Now we would like to introduce this year's graduates that are receiving the bilingual and biliteracy seal. In order to receive the bilingual seal, graduates must take 4 years of a language and pass the language proficiency test. They will receive a seal on their diploma today, and they have received a purple and black cord and a certificate, and some have received medals. Please stand and remain standing until all recipients have been called. First, Maxime Alamos. Ruby Carrera. Yarina Consuegra. Kevin Cruz. Edwin Escobar. Alexandra Flores. Adam Gonzalez Martinez. Amber Maya Lopez. Diana Pacheco. Juanita Ramirez. Valeria Rodriguez. Rodrigo Sanchez Morales. And Alexander Zempoteca Perez. Thank you and congratulations. You may be seated. Now we want to recognize the graduates who will be continuing on to serve our country in the United States military, any branch, Coast Guard or National Guard. Please stand if you will be serving our country in one of these fine organizations after graduation. Seniors, stand. Good job. Thank you. This year, our salutatorian is Olivia Mayo. She has been involved with National Honor Society as the secretary and has been in many clubs such as Cooking Club and the Del Norte Esports Club as a manager for a short period of time. She will be attending Fort Lewis College and is going on to study psychology. She earned this year's Perfect Attendance Award and several other awards from different departments. Olivia Mayo, please come on up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished faculty, honored guests, bewildered parents, and fellow graduates, my name is Olivia Mayo, and I stand before you today not as valedictorian, but as the salutatorian, the person who came in second, but still gets a microphone. I would first like to express how grateful I am to be up here on stage. And I especially want to thank our teachers and staff for putting up with our class of 2024 for so long because, let's just say, we were not the easiest class. But despite that, you have gone above and beyond, creating those lesson plans for us and pushing us along to be our absolute best. I'd also like to thank the vending machine for always providing me with the necessary fuel to procrastinate efficiently. Even though you always rip me off, without you, I wouldn't have survived those last-minute late-night study sessions for Miss Waters' quizzes in my junior year. To my teachers, thank you for not only encouraging us to do our absolute best, but for also mastering the art of pretending to be interested in our essays. Shout out to Miss Bev and Mr. Mayo for that one. Your acting skills really do deserve an Oscar. To my fellow graduates, we made it, oh my God. Despite the countless hours spent scrolling mindlessly through TikTok, when we should have been studying, we managed to claw our way to the top. And let me tell you, that was no small feat. Each and every one of these people you see here today have undoubtedly worked so hard and have no doubt sacrificed many things to be here. Finally, to my parents, my grandma, and my little brother, thank you for always believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. I bet it's a shock to you that I've grown up and I'm standing before you today, just as I'm sure the rest of you parents and guardians are feeling as well. Anyways, I do wish the best of luck to our graduates, and I genuinely believe that we will be seeing these seniors grow to be outstanding people in the future. And to quote David Bowie, Embrace the unknown, take risks, and let your rebel spirit shine. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like you to welcome Del Norte's class of 2024 Valedictorian, Nixon Reyes Contreras. Nixon is an all-state cross-country athlete and a district champion in track and field. With it above a 4.0 GPA, Nixon will be attending the University of New Mexico and plans to major in mechanical engineering.
Good afternoon, esteemed faculty, proud parents, distinguished guests, tired siblings, and the graduating class of 2024. It's a pleasure to be given the opportunity to speak today. To those who don't know me, my name is Nixon Reyes Contreras. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the help of so many people that got me here. To my teachers, faculty, mentors, and friends. To my siblings, Carlos, Juan, Gisele, and Curly, it is a privilege to be your younger brother, and I am grateful for all the support you have given me ever since before I could talk. And finally, to my wonderful parents who showed me that anything was possible through their actions, words, incredible patience, and love. As much as I would like to say, 4 years ago, we stepped foot into high school and yada, 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 I can't. 4 years ago, we booted up our laggy Chromebook computers, muted our mics, and turned off our cameras to begin our journey into high school. These 4 years have been some of the most difficult times of rebuilding, not only for our graduating class, but for the world as a whole. All of us went through a global pandemic, domestic and global crisis, and seeing Will Smith smack Chris Rock during the Oscars. Everyone here deserves a round of applause. We have all come together to celebrate as us graduates, the class of 2024, embark onto the next journey of our lives. To me, and I believe most of you, this is one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking moments ever. On one hand, we no longer have to worry about being late to class and being tardy swept. On the other, we are leaving our comfort zone and transitioning into adulthood. Though frightening, I know that we are capable of overcoming the challenges ahead of us as we've done before. Some of us are, of course, anxious to meet new people, see new places, and make new memories. Others are, of course, excited to meet new people, see new places, and make new memories. Both of these emotions are two sides of the same coin, but they serve as a reminder of the beauty of balance. Light cannot exist without darkness, good without evil, and success without failure. I cannot stand here and tell you how you will succeed or fail, but I can tell you that with endurance, patience, and balance, you have the potential to achieve whatever you believe is possible. In the words of great philosopher Jeremy Franchel, there is no such thing as a free lunch. Life has its ups and downs, trials and errors, and moments of sadness, but all the adversity makes the lunch taste so much better when the hard work pays off. To everyone, I encourage you to pursue the things that you want and overcome the things that frighten you. Chase your goals at your full potential, and do not let anyone tell you that anything is impossible. As we soon go our separate ways, I urge everyone in this Coliseum to think about how we can live our lives to the fullest, pursuing our goals and dreams. I urge you to appreciate and show gratitude to those around you. I urge you to believe in yourself even when others won't. To the class of 2024, remember that we are all in for happy and successful lives. Remember that when things get tough, we've done this before, and we can do it again. Thank you for your time, and go Knights.
Thank you, Nixon and Olivia. It is now time to hear from our growing and very talented Del Norte High School choir program under the direction of Miss Camille Kelly. And today they will be singing two pieces for us. The first one, Ad Astra, arranged by Jacob Narvedrud, and Million Dreams, arranged by Mac Huff. Both pieces will be accompanied by their pianist, Jeff St. John.
say we lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to the world that we desire. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, be part of it all. Share your dreams with me.
You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to a world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. A million dreams. Think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Thank you to Del Norte High School School Choir Program, and thank you to Mrs. Kelly for leading the program to success this year. Good job, guys. All right, graduates, now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Knights, you've worked so hard for this moment. This is very important to hear your name being called and for you to receive your diploma. When you come up here today, be proud, walk with pride, and trust that this is one of the most important moments in your life so far, and reflect back on all the hard work it took for you to get here today. And most importantly, smile big as you walk across that stage, because it's a really important moment. We are very proud of you, and when I say we, I mean all of us in this Coliseum are very proud of you, right? Madam President Gonzalez and Mr. Bortat, will you do us the honor and please join me up at the podium for the presentation and acceptance of the class of 2024.
Madam President Gonzalez, the graduates before you have met the graduation requirements set forth by the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, along with the New Mexico Public Education Department. To you, I present the class of 2024.
Principal Bortat, on behalf of the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, I am honored to accept the 2024 graduating class of Del Norte High School. Congratulations.
Madam President Gonzalez, Superintendent Elder, Mr. Gonzalez, Principal Bortat, Assistant Principal Noche, Dean Mendoza, Dean McIntosh, Dean Arnett, Mr. Albritton, Ms. Bacek, will you please join me on stage to prepare? Counselors, will you please join us at the other end of the stage so that you may congratulate our graduates? All right, graduates, are we ready? All right, row one.
Cesar Aguilar. Maxime Arleth Alamos. Valdejan Alarid. Inan Agulibawi. Marlene Alvarez. Tracy Antonio. Alexa Aragon. Jolie Archibeck. Hugo Artalejo. Caden Ashburner. Juliana Baca. Damian Bahi. Faith Bigay. Kendricks Bigay. Robert Benavides Robinson. Lanaya Bolden. Rudy Bravo. Hunter Brickhouse. Sean Buckman. Rosina Carlson.
Ruby Carrea. Destiny Casaus. Jamal Castillo. Mariana Castillo. Gabriel Castillo Rinaldi. Omar Chaparro. Alyssa Chavez. Emma Chavez. Jocelyn Chavez. Vito Chavez. Isaac Collins. Yanina Consuegra. Amber Cooley. Kevin Cruz Martinez. Ian Daniels. Sanaya Davis Crump. Angel De La O. Mia Decker. Alfredo Delgado. Melissa Diaz. Jillian Eckstein. Alicina Eliassi.
Tayton Endito. Edwin Escobar. Haley Estrada. Francine Fernando. Connor Flatley. Alexandra Flores. Noah Folsom. Jimena Franco Ortiz. Jonathan Frias. Lawrence Galbraith. Aiden Garcia. James Garcia. Jada Garcia. Rudy Garcia. Corey Gilbert. Vincent Gilbert. Demira Goldman. Monique Gonzalez. Rudy Gonzalez. Gabriela Gonzalez Padilla. Adam Gonzalez Martinez. Elena Goodall. Leosha Grant.
Logan Green. Finn Griego. Enzo Griego. Maya Griego. Isaiah Gutierrez. Jessica Henry. Cesar Hernandez. Destiny Hernandez. Esbeidi Herrera. Josiah Herrera. Keith Hogue Joint. Kayla Holbrook. Jaleesa Holmes. Brianna Hunter. Jennifer Nguyen. Shayna Jake. Michaela James. Jordan Victoria Jameson Rogers. Jalen Johnson. Tasha Kashindi. Ariana Laati. Reed Langwell. Trina Largo. Tyler Leon.
Kirsten Littlehoop. Albert Lopez. Melissa Lauterbach. Sarah Lewis. Jason Lujan. Alexandria Luna. Chase Martinez. Amber Maya Lopez. Olivia Mayo. Talome McGavick. Aiden McGrew. Cheyenne Milk. Trinity Mendez. Brittany Mendoza Ortega. Mariah Miller. Malachi Minter. Antonio Miranda. Brandon Miranda Hernandez. Tamana Mohammed Ali. Angelo Molina. Marissa Moquino. Gabriel Morris. DeAndre Murchison. Abubakar Naziri.
Giancarlo Nelson. Mi Nguyen. Cadence Nota. Cedric Nota. Evan Nunez Chavira. Eileen Naya. Briseis Orozco. Sean Ortiz. Joseph Ortega. Diana Pacheco. Mariano Pacheco. Juliet Pauls. Brianna Peina. David Panado. Madison Parea. Angel Peregrino. Genesis Perez. Josiah Potter. Zoe Potter. T. Quach. Isaiah Quintana. Alexandria Ramirez. Juanita Ramirez. Tristan Reeves.
Cameron Renville. Nixon Reyes Contreras. Marissa Reyes Robles. Gabriel Rivera. Alberto Rodriguez. Valeria Rodriguez. Mahadea Rowan. Alejandro Romero. Caitlin Rosales. Michael Ruiz. Asma Sahil. Azela Salas. Desiree Sanchez. Mariah Sanchez. Rodrigo Sanchez Morales. Gabriel Santillanes. Kiana Smith. Mark Sneed. Cameron Staples. Jaden Sutton. Caitlin Teller.
Alejandro Tomo Lopez. Devin Trujillo. Josiah Turtle Morales. Sarah Upshaw. Camila Vela Mesa. Lamaya Victorino. Donovan Vigil. Sean Watson. Noah Weingarten. Shalea Wilson. Thunderly Winters. Alexander Simpioteca Perez. Mia Zerwas. Ladies and gentlemen, your class of 2024 Del Norte Knights.
Well, class of 2024, we still have one more small order of business to take care of. It's my honor to introduce to you a student that exemplifies school spirit, a true Del Norte Knight who has supported her peers during her 4 years of high school. Please help me welcome your 2024 senior class president, Gabriela Gonzalez Padilla. Gabriela is the youngest out of 3 who graduated from Del Norte High School. She has been dedicating herself by being involved in Roundtable for the last 4 years, as well as bilingual Spanish. She is going on to study at CNM to major in nursing, to become an LPN, and soon transfer to UNM to learn more about her future. Please help me welcome Gabriela Gonzalez Padilla.
Hi, everybody. My name is Gabriela Gonzalez Padilla, and good afternoon, my fellow graduates, staff, and guests. I'm glad you're all here today with us, and the one thing I'm going to start off by saying is wow. I can't believe that I'm here graduating with all of my peers. You guys are what made this year perfect in every way. I know it sounds cheesy, but I'm being honest. I would have never thought one bit about being up here without the confidence that many of you guys have given me. As a kid who was in middle school, I wouldn't have thought one bit about being up here. especially talking to almost 3,000 of you. I was a scared kid who didn't know what confidence was or how to talk to people. Honestly, I was kind of a wimp, and I still am a little bit. I was an awkward kid who would almost cry when presenting something to class or when I would just try to talk to somebody. But now, I mean, look at me. I'm up here talking to all of you, not just one person. And that's what really gets my adrenaline pumping. I mean, I'm shaking right now. So I am scared, but that does not mean I do not have courage. I've seen you guys never doubt me in anything. That is what really gives me the confidence on who I am and why I'm up here, thanking all of you for everything. It's from the bottom of my heart. So again, thank you. I'm not done. Throughout my experience in high school, I've made many and lost many friends. But that didn't take me down. It only made me reflect on my mistakes as a person and on who I was. I mean, the people who truly made my high school years count were some of the best people I've known. And for that, I would like to call out some people who really made it for me. Lee, Rudy, T, Trinity, and Ben. You guys have been the greatest friends that I've made, not just in high school, but in middle school. You guys were the light in the darkness. You've shown me what a true friend is. And all 5 of you guys helped me grow as a person. And I hope I showed the same for you. And for that, I truly want to thank you. You mean so much to me. I wouldn't trade anything in the world to have a different friendship like ours. I'm crying, hold on. You guys are some of the most important people in my life. Speaking of importance, I want to say my family. My family are some of the best people that I could have. They helped me go through so much, especially my dad, sister, and brother. These 3 are the anchors of my life. They help me keep me afloat and provide stability when I feel like I couldn't keep myself grounded or lost. My father is the one person who I truly will never stop saying thank you to. So Dad, thank you for everything you've done for me throughout all these years. You've given me so much as your daughter and as my best friend. So again, Dad, I can't say that enough, but thank you. I want you to know how much fun I've had this year. And please, I say for all of you, enjoy life as it gives. As the band Tame Impala sings, chapter 1 of the next story, you realize that at some point, there's so much force around you that to fight it just takes more energy to shut it out. There's a big undercurrent theme of transition, the transition of the self as a person. It's about giving to forces that you can't control. Even though your whole life seems to be wrong, just let it happen. So I ask for all my fellow graduates to please stand and join me. Please turn over your tassels to the left as we become the future of our generation. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Gabby. I've known her for 4 years, and 4 years ago, she would not have been able to come up and do that. All right, graduates, congratulations to the now alumni class of 2024. Let's hear it for our class of 2024 Del Norte High School graduates. All right, graduates, go out and change the world and celebrate your accomplishments. Families, you may meet your graduates outside in the pavilion parking lots. Graduates, it is now time to follow Mr. Hagmeyer and Mr. Villanueva out to get your official diplomas. Thank you for joining us tonight for the most momentous celebration. And again, graduates, congratulations. And Mr. Villanueva, please do the honor.